Game of Thrones spin-off stars Coyly address Egg's fate after a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms prophecy reveal. Warning, this article contains major spoilers for A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms Episode 3, The Squire, and potentially future seasons. Game of Thrones' new spin-off just hinted at how the main character's story tragically ends decades down the line. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms follows Hedge Knight Dunk Peter Claffey and his squire Egg Dexter Solancel. Dunk believed that Egg was a lone orphan, but discovered in A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms Episode 3's bombshell that the child is actually one of the current Targaryen king's grandsons, and Egg, being an heir to the throne, makes an earlier scene in the episode much more significant. Before the reveal, Dunk and Egg encounter a fortune teller, Jenna Boyd, who tells Dunk that he will become a wealthy and celebrated knight, and Egg that he will become king and die in a fire. Egg is shaken by the prediction, while Dunk laughs at it, believing it too ludicrous to become true. However, Egg does become king later in life, after the deaths of several members of his family. Egg, then Aegon V, dies in a fire at Summerhall 50 years after the tourney at Ashford, along with many members of the royal court. Allegedly, the fire was caused by King Aegon trying to hatch dragon eggs. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms stars commented on in an interview with Decider. Peter Claffey and Dexter Ansel were previously aware of this part of the lore. "I can't talk about Peter," said Ansel, "but I do know a bit about when Egg's trying to make dragons in the Summerhall, and then there's a huge fire. But we know from George." Claffey interrupted his coster, saying, "Yeah, we don't know if that is exactly what happened." Claffey also swiftly started making a cutting motion at his neck at Ansel's next comment. "We know that Dunk survives, but we don't know if Egg survives," said Ansel. It's unclear if Ansel got this detail wrong, or assumed as much as the fortune teller doesn't say Dunk will die in the same fire, or if he just spoiled something massive. In author George R.R. Martin's lore, it is pretty definitive that both Egg and Dunk perished along with Egg's eldest son, also named Duncan. "We don't know. We don't know exactly what's happened," said Claffey. "But let's just get this season 1 out of the way, and then we'll see." Dunk and Egg do have much more immediate problems to deal with than their ultimate fates in 50 years, as Dunk just got into a fight with Egg's cruelest brother, Arian Finn Bennett, while he is at a tourney he is generally unprepared for. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is renewed for Season 2, but showrunner Ira Parker also recently revealed an ambitious 12 to 15 season plan for the series, which could theoretically take the characters up to the end of their lives. As Claffey points out, Season 1 isn't even over yet. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms has started off well with a strong critical and streaming reception, but it will be a long time before this prophecy comes to pass. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is available to stream on HBO Max. New episodes release on Sundays at 10 p.m. ET on HBO and HBO Max. Episode 4 will be released early on Friday, February 6th at 12:01 a.m. PT 31 a.m. ET to avoid conflicting with Super Bowl LX.